Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people. And most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is overcoming the matrix in your life. Now, I think a good place to start is like, for those of you that don't know, what is the Matrix? I'm pretty sure, I think it was 99 or 2000 when the movie came out with Neo and Trinity and Lawrence Fishburne. And it was such an interesting movie because the choice is to stay plugged into the programming, or take the red pill or the blue pill. One sets you free by breaking away from the Matrix, the other one keep you in the Matrix. And it's a lot like that in real life, people. But my interpretation that I've had the epiphany of last night is what I'm going to share with you. See, the matrix in this real world, though, is that it's like there's different levels, right? It's like, okay, you have people out here that don't have goals, which is 95% of the world. They don't have goals. They're literally 100% just reacting to life. Then you have the other 5% who does have goals, and they accomplish some level of success over time. But it's like it takes a long time, though, because we just know the destination we're going, but we don't really, we know the end goal that we desire, but we don't really focus as much. And the most important ingredient, which I'll get to in a second. Then you have the other 1%, which is basically the people that not only have goals that they're pursuing, but they are focused intentionally on the directions on how to get there. And I'm going to share this with you people because it was such a powerful epiphany for me last night, and to know and understand the distinction. So I want to take my time to really help you, to make sure that help you understand this also. So the matrix really is like, okay, for people that don't have goals, they're like just, that's the rat race. That's just just basically reacting to life 100%, because wherever the wind blows them is where they go, because there's no real direction towards where they're going. But for that 5% is where I've been for a lot of my life, where I've always, for the most part, since I was like maybe early 20s, have goals. But the truth is, people, that's just half the battle, because it's like having goals is great. It gives you something to work towards. But if you're just focusing on that and that's all you're focusing on, sure, you're making progress in the sense that you're going. It gives you the motivation you need to keep on going. Yes, but what it does not do is give you a clear path on how to get there. And that's why this component right here, which is what I figured out last night, is critically important. It's like if I want to get to New York, let's say I want to go to Times Square. Then there's exact turn by turn that I need to take to get from, let's say, Waldorf or Waldorf, Maryland, to get to Times Square, New York. There's specific, go 2.5 miles, make a right on Acton Lane, whatever the case is, right? So it's like the more clearly you know the turns and the direction of where you need to go in that present moment of time, then the easier it is for you to get where you're going. And here's a powerful epiphany I had last night, man, and it's so important, I think, is that you have to understand your starting point, because if you don't know where you're starting at, then it's a lot harder to get where you're going. I know it sounds kind of like you should know that, but I want you to be intentionally knowing it, though. It's like, where exactly are you currently? It's like you have to look at your physical present life as it currently is. You got to look and be able to see all the good, all the bads, and be able to look at them and take the lessons from them. For a lot of people that have goals that are driven, it's like we just want to focus on where we're going, and we're in go, 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 go mode. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this part right here is such a critical component where you have to stop and reflect on where exactly are you right now. Because if you don't know exactly where you are, then it's a lot harder for you to navigate your way from where you are to where you're going. So you have to take stock of exactly where you are. You have ABC things that are good for you or working for you, and you have all these other things that are counterproductive that are not working for you. And you have to understand also, it's like there's so much lessons in the present that unless you focus on it, you will miss those lessons and you're bound to repeat it. And unfortunately, that indeed is the matrix. It is the matrix, because they'll give people, you can have goals, but unless you are able to really and truly understand the magnitude and embrace where you are right now, then you really are not learning the lessons. And for those people that don't learn the lessons, then you repeat those in cycles. And that's why most people's life goes in cycles, because they have a goal that they're working towards, but they're not as focused on the direction that they need to take every step of the way. They're too focused on the goal that they miss critical lessons that are happening to them right now, because they just brush it off and say, oh, well, that's not it. You know, I know where I'm going. Let me just focus on that. But people, my message for you today is I want you to stop and reflect on your situation. I want you to look over all of it, man. Look at all the things that are productive in your life, and look at all the things that are counterproductive. And as you evaluate these things, people, then the lessons is that you can start doing the next step, which is the most critical step. I'm 43 years old right now, and for most of my life, I didn't even realize it until really last night. Because listen to me, as much as you guys come on here and you hear me speak of these things and these knowledge come out of me from the divine source, it's like, you know, it's like if you don't use and apply the knowledge, don't get me wrong, I applied most of it, but it's like I have to be more intentional. But then again, I needed this breakthrough. And that's another thing too, man. It's like you can't beat yourself up, man. It's like God will put you in predicament until you learn the lesson. He will cut off all kind of things, man, and stifle different situation to force you to get the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through different cycles, ups, downs, and if you don't learn the lesson when you're down, people, then you're bound to repeat it, man. So my point that I'm sharing with you today, people, is that I really and truly want you to take stock of your current situation. I really do, because there's so much lessons there that you can learn. So that's the first part. The second, so that's the matrix again, is that, you know, you're stuck in that loop and don't even realize that you're in that loop. You thinking you're out the loop and you're breaking out the loop, but if you don't come up with the next phase, which I'm about to share with you, then you will continue to repeat that cycle. I don't care what progress you think you're making, you're still cycling, because you're not really following that last step. The most important step, people, between acknowledging where you are, that's number one, yes. But the second part of the step is basically where you start focusing on creating the vision of where it is you want to go. Now, I've said this many a time, but this one hit different because I want you to get the distinction. It's like you have to start figuring out, once you take stock of all the things you have going for you right now, then you can realize, okay, I need to work on in this area to improve this part of it. The parts that's going great, that's great, that's good, but all the areas you need to work on, you have to be like, okay, what can I do to change this current situation? Because now you're aware of it. See, you can solve any problem if you are aware of it and embrace and accept the fact that it is a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now that you identify the problems, then it's like, what are you going to do about it? You can basically start figuring out, like, okay, I can do ABC different. You know what I'm saying? And then you can be intentionally practicing and applying that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why most people give up, man, is because it's not that they don't have goals. The 5% that do, is that they do have goals. But the missing step, man, is that they have to become creators, embrace the fact that you're creators of your future, and really start being accountable to yourself to embrace the positives and the weaknesses or negatives that you have in your life, the things you need to change. You have to start being intentionally creating ways how you're going to improve those circumstances. You know what I'm saying? What can you swap it out with? The things that are counterproductive, what are you going to replace those things with? You know what I'm saying? And that takes you using your mind to create that, people, with your imagination. And that's why it's so critically important to be aligned mind, body, and spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the creation phase right now is where I want you to work on, because I know as of last night, this is something that I'm going to be aggressively working on, is just being, number one, facing my present circumstances and embracing all the good and the bad about it. That's the first step. But the second step here is to really get busy creating solutions to your problems and on ways on how you can also improve even the things that you do have going well for you. How can you intentionally improve that every single day? And that really takes you having mental focus. That really takes you being diligent and focusing on the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to create that new amazing life, people. It's like you have to become a creator of your life. You can't give that responsibility to nobody else, man. You have to take responsibility and be accountable to you to make sure that you are creating the amazing life that you want, man. And I know it's easier said than done, people, because again, as enlightened as I believe I am, that's something that I don't do enough of. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's something now, though, that I've chosen since last night to really embrace and make a part of my regular daily routine, as far as being intentionally creating the new future that I desire and not giving that responsibility to nobody else, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's that missing ingredient, people, because that's by you creating the path, that's how you navigate your way intentionally from where you are to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? That's how you close that gap, you know? Now, that's not to say that every turn that you take is going to lead to the right direction, because you're going in the unknown. But at least by you putting more intentionality into it, then you can plan better, people. You can come up with better ideas because you're not just winging it. You know what I'm saying? Is that you're being more intentionally, mentally creating and thinking about solutions. And the cool thing about that is that, you know, thought's one of the fastest thing I hear, man. It's faster than the speed of light. If you can literally use your mind to think about the things you want, you can create 100, 1,000 different scenarios in your head and get busy applying the best ones. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that's the whole idea of creating, is that your mind can give you plans on what to try, and you can run scenarios in your head and see which one works best and go with the first top 3. You know what I mean? And even if that doesn't work, then all you do is just go back to the drawing board and use your mind again to create better directions on where you're trying to go. My point is, people, is that the missing ingredient here between where you're going, that beautiful butterfly flew past me, is that I want you to just be extremely intentional, man, to make sure that you're creating the turn-by-turn direction towards your goals, and not just staying focused on the goal and just, okay, New York is north and going north. Okay, well, what are you going to do when you go north? When are you going to get off to go to New York? My point is, people, is that I want you to be more in the driver's seat of your life. And the way that you do it, man, is by literally being very, very intentional, especially in the creative phase of things, starting to create the amazing life that you want with your beautiful and amazing mind that God have blessed you with, man. Start creating the amazing future that you want, people. And I know that, I mean, regardless, having a goal will definitely get you there. But it's like, do you want to take 5 years or 10 years to get where you want to go? Or do you want to be super intentional and definitely be able to do something you could do in 10 years in 1 year? Because all it takes is your level of intentionality. You can keep bumping your head through the dark and you'll get there eventually. Or you can really seek the guidance that you need, because all the answers are always within, people. And the answers really is truly is in your mind. You have to create the reality that you want with your mind, people. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do today. That's what I am imploring you to do. That's what I'm sharing with you. That's extremely necessary for you to do in order for you to get from where you are to where you're going, man. you know, and something you'll identify that'll happen along the way too, and this is something that's critically important just as much, is to be relentless, man, to be unstoppable. But it's like, and all those are great, but I'm just telling you, you could be unstoppable and relentless and taking a lot of action, but you can be going in circles, people. I don't want you to be on a hamster wheel of life, man, where your life is just going nowhere. You're taking a lot of action, you look busy, you're productive, but it's not going anywhere. Not as fast as you would like it to go anyway. It's like you go spinning your wheels or chasing your tail. I want you to very much be intentionally creating the amazing life that you want, people. I want you to really get busy practicing, exercising your mind on a daily basis, focusing on the end goal, the directions that you need to take to get to the end goal that you have in mind. Get focused on being intentional, people. Intentionality is what gets the job done, man. That's the missing ingredient right there, people. To go from where you are to where you're going, get busy being intentional, man. Really practice on that. Really get busy applying that. I know that's going to work, people. Like, that right there for me is a huge breakthrough, man, because, again, as enlightened as I am, you know, you stuck in the matrix if you're not applying that step right there, people, because you're not going nowhere fast. And the crazy thing about it is that you feel like you're making massive progress, but if you're not doing that step I just shared with you about intentionally creating the directions to get where you're going, then you're nowhere near as effective as you can be. And you'll get there, but you can either get there in 10 years or you can get there in a year. You can get there in a year, or you can get there in a month. It's all dependent on how intentional you are and how focused you are on what you need to do, man. And of course, applying the steps. That's the third part. Figure the direction you need to go. And most important, obviously, is you must go in the direction. You must take action in the direction where you need to go to get where you're going. Now, I don't think people have a problem with the action. I think it's just that middle step that a lot of us has been missing, is to intentionally, clearly define the steps that you need to take, the directions you need to go to get where you need to go, people. Anyways, I really hope that resonate with you, man. I really hope that you get the message. I really hope that you see the distinctions in the things that I'm talking about. And I'm going to cut it off right there for right now, man. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire African, shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide, people. People, united we stand, divided we fall. We will always choose to stand united, man. That is the mandate from the Spirit of God. That's how we manifest the greatest prosperity period that this world have ever seen. My declarations over your life, people, number one, is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will continue to lead you. I pray that you see your way, you overcome the matrix, because, you know, it's like the biggest trip, man, is that you don't realize that you're in it, man. Even when you think you're out of it, if you don't understand that third ingredient I just shared with you, that missing ingredient, you will stay stuck in the matrix. I pray that the Spirit will lead you out the matrix so you can overcome the matrix, man, and start living a purposeful, a God-filled, purposeful life on this earth, man. God bless y'all, man. Y'all have an amazing day. Have a good one, y'all. We'll talk tomorrow.